Back with another live session, Car Talk TV. What's up? It's Carshow Rell, your host here today. We're going to be going live with Sasha Smooth, the mechanic, down in Miami. We just waiting for a little bit more people to jump up in here. Sasha should be joining us soon. We just ended off a dope live session with my other host, Evapors. Man, we were just talking about life, money, cars, motivation, success. How you should treat people in life. We just pretty much talking about it all. We're talking about, the ups and downs of our personal lives. How it feel to humble yourself. Really pivotal points in both of our lives that changed us from, being maybe having that chip on your shoulder, being a little bit of cockiness, to humble yourselves, to become a better person. Man, those was gems. E-Vapors up in here, man. I hope you really saved those lives, because that was definitely a good session, my guy. That was definitely a good session that we need to actually upload to YouTube, because I can see that helping people, not just now, but definitely in the future. So we just waiting a little bit more. You saved them, cool. So we just waiting for Sasha Smooth to jump up in here, to jump on our live, so we can get this live session started. YouTube, yeah, for sure. We gotta push that, man. I might even post that on my personal, YouTube, just to have that as an archive, for myself, even, that I can look at 10, 20 years down the line and just have that moments of like, man, look at where our mind was at, 10 years, 20 years ago versus where we're at today. And maybe show my kids, like, look, this is where my mind at when I was 37, back in 2020. It's 2020, it's 2040 now. And when people think that, oh, you was an overnight success and you've been had it, like, nah, let's go back 20 years. Let's go back 20 years and you'll be able to see where my mindset was in 2020. And here it is now, 2040. And I had years in the game before that. So, with me and my whole journey on social media and on YouTube, it's not the flex, it's not the stunt. It's more so now with me to leverage what I did and what I've accomplished to inspire others, but to also document my journey so that I can have, a full blueprint for when I leave off this earth, as far as, things I did, things that I've been a part of, more so of like writing my own obituary, not letting anybody write my legacy. My legacy is already documented, so it's all going to be there. But yeah, we got a few folks up in here. Jade's mom, of course, E-Vapors, A. Morellis 215. Where you from? Philly? 215 area code? Yeah, so let's reach out to Sasha to see what's up. I know she said she'd never gone live before, so this would be her first time going live. So let's reach out to her in the chat, E-Vapors, and let her know to jump on our live session, and we'll add her in. Oh man, you know what? She said she just got on the road. So, hey, E-Vapors, let me bring you on here. Just to chat just a bit. And if anybody else want to go live with us today, we're gonna have it as an open live session. Cause looks like, man, she said it's raining hard down in yeah, and she's still on the road. Cool. No biggie. Hey, Vapors, I'm about to send your request. Yeah, I just seen it.
Yeah. I just saw the message, man. So yeah, we want her to be safe, man. We don't need nobody trying to do nothing. And it's raining, and you behind schedule. So it's all good, man. We'll rock with her on another date, man.
Yep, for sure, for sure. But yeah, bro. I was just telling people like as far as my YouTube journey. My YouTube journey is maybe different from other people. It's not to flex. Um, let me put a pin comment at the bottom so I can pin it. But it's not the flex. It's not the stun to say, look who's I'm with, look what type of cars I'm in. It's more so to inspire others, that come from where I come from, as far as backgrounds. Like, you don't even gotta look like me, but if you come from humble beginnings, you come from poverty, you come from not having a lot, to that you yourself, you can also make something out of it. But also a small portion of it is selfish for me to also document my whole journey, because I wish I've been documenting my journey since high school, to see exactly those steps of how I got to where I am at now. I mean, obviously I can tell it, I can show photos,
Yeah,
but having that actual video, man,
yeah,
it would have been super dope. I mean, we used to do like our own little DVDs back in Baltimore. I'm gonna try to piece some of that together, um, to put to YouTube so that people can see like the 2005 me, the '06 me. Like, when I'm telling y'all, how I was back in the day, being cocky, having a chip on my shoulder.
yeah,
Y'all can kind of visualize it, but to actually see it, it's like, oh man, he is like how I am or how I used to be. That'd be pretty dope to do as well.
yeah, man. No doubt, man. And I think it's actually perfect, man, how we had our conversation earlier, man, on our personal IG lives, and I just dropped it in there, man. So make sure y'all are following us on our personal pages if you only follow us here on Car Talk TV, man. So our guest today is not gonna be here today. So you're gonna get the full clip of your main man Evapors and your main man Carshow Rell. We are Car Talk TV. And on Car Talk TV, man, we bring the car community together along with just lovers of cars and people that are successful in business, man. And of course, YouTubers, man, because we both have our own YouTube platforms. And of course, we're loading these videos on the YouTube platform for Car Talk TV. So make sure you go subscribe to Car Talk TV as well on YouTube, man. And these conversations, as I said earlier, man, I could call you on the phone and we could have these conversations, man, talking about money, talking about family, talking about life, just different nuggets, man, on how to get it, man, or just for me to inspire you, you to inspire me, man. Just like I was asking you, what should I do as far as my car situation? Should I buy this car? Should I buy that car? And you gave me your opinion on what you felt like you would do if you were sitting in my shoes, man. And I value that opinion because I need an opinion coming from individuals that are living on the same level mentally that I'm living. You know what I mean? If you live on a level where you'll just throw away any drop of money that comes to your hand, your advice to me might not be sound advice. So, I appreciate those conversations. And now people are able to tap in and join our conversations that we have. Two successful individuals, man, that's getting it, man. It ain't every day you meet somebody that owns a Bentley. You're not gonna toot your horn, you're not gonna do all that. It's not every day that somebody, has, $150,000 BMW i8. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, you meet those two individuals at the same time on Cartel TV, and we're not like you probably thought we would be, arrogant, nose in the sky, but we're humble, down to earth, ready to give you the free nuggets, the free keys to life, man, and have fun doing it, man. That's what I say.
Yep. And we're bringing on guests that just like us, they regular people. They might be supercar owners and, got the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the, Dodge Demons, all types of crazy cars that y'all see on social media and YouTube. Part of our goal is not just really to talk cars, but to bring those people who, those look up to, and have them give the gems to inspire, anybody who's willing to listen. Because a lot of those guys that y'all think that got all those fancy cars and living a crazy lifestyle, a lot of them had humble beginnings, and we want to bring them on our channel to tell you about their humble beginnings, how they transitioned, how they got out of poverty, or what was their business moves, and how did they gain a certain level of business acumen to get to the level where they are at right now. So that's part of our plan as well with Car Talk TV, and we're going to continue to do so.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. And a lot of things that I've been getting lately because I've been talking about my 5 weeks with the BMW i8 being, in the service department, getting figured out and worked on. I've been searching for cars for the first time in at least a year and a half that I've owned the i8. I really haven't looked to buy a car. So it's been kind of fun, been kind of interesting to kind of get back in the car hunt. And I think it's of value to, to tell people what resources are out there when you're looking for a car. In my opinion, the first thing I would say is do not walk up to your local dealership. I don't care. It could be the greatest, nicest people in the world. You're at a disadvantage when you just walk onto the car lot and you're desperately looking for a car. That you're at a disadvantage. You don't know their inventory. You don't know a single thing about what's on the lot other than what you see. And they just had the dude come with his van and spray down and clean up every car out there. So it's sparkling, it's shiny. So you're at a disadvantage by just walking up to your local dealership. The internet is the ultimate equalizer, man. And what I want you to do, so you can go ahead and formulate it. I want you to speak on the high end finding cars, Bentley, higher end, whatever you name it, cars. And I'm gonna speak real quick on the mid to lower pricing cars.
That's a great segue, and I'm glad you asked that because I was going to ask you if you can talk about your experience with buying an i8. I swear to God, I was going to ask you that, but yeah, that's a great segue. Great minds think alike, obviously, right?
Yeah. Oh man, we right on top of it, man. So I said I'll let you take the higher end, and I'll
Cool.
take the mid to lower end because generally the mid to lower end, I'm more familiar with that. I haven't always been in the position to be where I'm at now, so I'm more familiar with literally wanting a car real bad. Whether it's coming from no car at all or just desperately needing to upgrade your car, your family's growing, or you're tired of going to the mechanic shop, getting your car worked on, and I need a car right now. And we find ourselves sitting at the dealership. We find ourselves in that cubicle, waiting for the salesperson to come back because they got to go talk to their manager real quick. Well, let me go talk to my manager real quick. Those are the kind of things that I want to tell you guys about that happens at every dealership on every corner. And you don't know on the other end what's really happening when they go and talk to their manager. You know what I'm saying? So the first scenario is you're desperately in need of a car and you go to the dealership and maybe your credit is not in the optimal position that it needs to be in. Or you don't have the cash. So we're talking credit. You don't have the cash to purchase. So you may be in a credit situation and you don't have the optimal credit situation. Definitely don't want to walk into a dealership. Okay, definitely don't walk to a dealership. At least if you go to a dealership, at least be in a car so you can leave. But I've been there. When I was in the military, I came back from a deployment. I was in a taxi. I got dropped off. Um, it was a Virginia Beach Boulevard. Had all kind of car dealerships. So I
Right.
literally the first car dealership I got to, I bought a car.
Wow.
All facts, man. All facts. I got dropped off. I wasn't leaving town without a car. I just got back from deployment. I need to go to North Carolina. I bought a car the same day.
And that's a military town, and they know that, so I'm sure they taking advantage. But
Yeah, yeah, they got me. So you know what I mean. But I came up out of there. So don't get dropped off at a dealership. That's the first thing. And two, if you go, I'm gonna say don't just go to a dealership. I'm gonna tell you how to go to a dealership on the lower level to mid level pricing cars. Preferably, you need to understand what your credit score is. I would love for you to buy a car cash, but that goes without saying. If you got the cash, then you can do it. But if not, I would love for you to know what your credit score is ahead of time before you even go. That's the first thing. Know what your credit score is before you even go. 9 times out of 10, I would say go through your credit union or your bank and get pre-approved before you even go. Before you even know what car you want, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you narrow it down to 2 cars. You should already know what your credit score is and what your rate is at your credit union or your bank of choice. Because if you go to the dealership, all they're gonna do is call, their high interest rate buddies. You know what I'm saying? Unless they do their own financing, their own high interest rate financing, and just screw you over from within, or bring somebody in and screw you over. It doesn't matter. You're still getting screwed over, whether they bring somebody in to do it or they call the guy from the back office financing and they do it. Either way, you find yourself with a bad deal. But when you're sitting at home, no pressure, no high pressure sales tactics, no emotional feelings involved at all, you're able to call or view your credit score, call or view the rates on your credit union's website, apply for the loan at home with no pressure, nobody in your ear at all. So they'll tell you what you get approved for. And that's not to say, let's say you get approved for $30,000. They're going to give you a blank check writing abilities for $30,000. You don't have to spend all 30. Now you have negotiating power. So now you go to, whether it's cargurus.com or truecar.com, KBB, which stands for Kelly Blue Book, KBB.com. There are several sites that will give you the value of the car that you're looking for. That will give you the current value. You can type in the year, the mileage, and everything. And you can also, I'm going to say, use YouTube, especially if you're looking for used cars. Go to YouTube and go to Google and find out, let's just say we're looking for a Camaro. I used to have a 2011 2SS Chevy Camaro. So I could type in 2011 Camaro issues, 2011 Camaro maintenance, and I can start to read and see what's going on, and maybe there's some YouTube videos on that to see if there are any major red flags I might want to stay away from that model year if we're looking at used. But after you do your research, you narrow down what you want. Already know your financing. Already know how much your note would be if you finance the whole 30. If you finance 28, 27, 25. Already know how much your car note was going to be. Usually your car note changes about $20 for every $1,000 that you finance. A roundabout. That's just a roundabout number. So if you got let's just say you got a $400 car note with a $30,000 loan. If you finance 29, it would be about 380, 360, 340, 320, and on down on average. So you know ahead of time. So this is what you do. This is how I buy cars. I actually use a broker. Even on the low end, I got an auto broker, man, and he might charge me a flat fee of $200, and I say, here's the out the door number that I want, and if you can get it lower than that, get it lower than that. Get the out the door number, OTD, out the door. Get the out the door number. This is tags, title, everything, because they'll play games with you, and they'll start doing a shell game on you. When you get there, the car is 28, and by the time you leave, it's 34. Oh, well, that's dealer's handling fee. This is what is handling fee? They massage your shoulders and handle you. What is dealer's handle? Somebody tell me. I had them take off when we bought the Lexus truck. I said, what is this? It was like $350. It was a handling fee. I said, I'm not paying that. You know what they did? They took it off. You're gonna lose the sale of this $50-some thousand vehicle over $300?
They're not. They're not.
And you already know it's an upcharge anyway. And the vehicle before that, they had $200 for a pinstripe.
Wow.
I said, take the pinstripe off. I'm not paying $200 for no pinstripe.
Right.
I told them. You know what they did? They left the pinstripe on. They took $200 off the price tag. Y'all gonna let $200 stop y'all from selling this truck? They did not let $200 stop them because I had negotiating power.
Right.
I don't need your financing. I don't need nothing from you. I need the out the door number. This is the vehicle that I'm pointing at right here. This Ford Bronco. I need the out the door number. If you can meet out the door number, I have the payment right now ready for you. That, to me, the average person has the ability, we're talking about, regular price cars, man, to have that type of negotiating power. Would you add anything on the high end cars? Is that experience a little different, would you say?
I mean, I could tell you from my personal experience, I mean, I only bought, let's see, 3 Bentleys and a Mercedes. You know, as far as like luxury high end. When I purchased the Mercedes, I went to my local credit union. You know, they gave me what I was approved for. Um, and at that point in time, I had great credit. I didn't know about negotiation power. I was just like, oh, I got approved for this. Well, let me find the best car I can get for my money. You know, and I found a few cars. I test. You know, what you want to do is test drive the cars if you can. You know, when I was test driving different Mercedes, um, you know, I had one guy, man, he was up for me. He was like, man, this car gonna need brakes in about 500 miles. You gonna have to spend money on brakes. It needs this, it needs that. You know, and the dude was very, very open and very, very truthful. You might not get those people. You might get a sleazy salesman to say, hey, man, everything's perfect with the car. You want to ask, how long has the car been sitting on your lot? You know, if you go to Car Gurus or any of the car online apps, sometimes it tells you how long the car been sitting there. Sometimes it doesn't. But that's also you know, a piece of negotiation, because if a car is sitting there, they probably desperate to get it off their you know, to get it off their sales list, because a lot of times that it's costing them money to keep the car there, and they want to hurry up and get rid of it. So if the car been sitting there for 6, 7 months or a year, because there's not too many people buying high end cars, it's really trying to dump that car and just get it off of their lot. You want to ask for warranties. See if they can add in the warranty. See how much the warranty is. See if the warranty is negotiable.
Oh, hold on. So you're saying add the warranty in to the financing and not let it be a separate product?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, see, when you can see. I mean, obviously, when you're talking business with these car, you know, with these car manufacturers and you buying cars, find out what's the best way that you can get a W out of it. Because like Evapor said, they're gonna try to stick it to you and make the most money out of it. If the warranty is $5,000 for, you know, 2 years, see if they can put it into the financing. See if they can lower it. Can y'all do? I'll buy the car today if y'all could bring that. If y'all could bring that cost down to 4,000 for 2 years. Can y'all knock 1,000 off of it? Or what if I finance this portion and y'all bring it? If y'all can't bring it down to 4,000 in a lump sum, can I pay you 4,000 right now off the break just so you can take that $1,000 off? Do it all you can do to try to save some money on that end. But yeah, pre-approval is good. You know, that gives you the negotiation power. Obviously having good credit so that you can get if you're financing to get the lowest rate possible. You also want to, let's see, when I went into the Bentley dealership the first time, I didn't even have a pre-approval. You know, I already had lines of credit open. You know, I had money in the bank. I wasn't even going to the dealership to buy a car, to be honest with you. I went just to check it out. You know, my goal was to buy the 4-door Aston Martin. Remember I told you I was going to get the 2-door, and my wife was like, go ahead and get it. I was going to get the 4-door Aston Martin, and I wanted to do the best of both worlds. I wanted to use that for concierge. The 4-door Aston Martin had the back seats. But I also wanted to, you know, I wanted to ride. I wanted to shine in it. You know, best of both worlds. And you know, I took my brother with me, and you know, tall guy, 6'2", 6'3", and I had him sit in the back seat. I'm like, man, you know, I want to look at this Aston Martin right here. You know, my guy Brent's like, all right, cool, this one. You know, it was a brand new one. I think it was like 2014, 2013. And you know, he sat in the back seats. You know, the emotion was running high. Man, this car is crazy, man. This joint's sick. This joint's sick. And I'm like, cool. I don't want to make an emotional decision on how nice the car feels.
Yeah.
Like, is it space inside? You know, do you got headroom? Because you're a tall guy. Like, you know, I'm going in a concierge business. I might have basketball players. I might have people of all sizes that's getting married. So I can't just have them cooped up in the back seat.
Right.
And you know, he told me that the car's kind of tight fit and everything like that. And that's when they switched me over to the Bentley once they told me you know, everything that was going on with it. But again, I didn't go in there with a pre-approval, and I didn't go in there like I'm ready to buy right now. You know, so I kind of like walked away from the deal.
Mm.
You know, the dude was like, "Yo, we can run your credit and see if you get approved." I'm like, "All right, cool. You know, if I get approved, cool. You know, if I don't, you know, it's still cool." And you know, they called me and said I got approved. Obviously, I looked at everything because again, I didn't have a pre-approval. So I'm like, what kind of rate are they setting me up with? I think they had me at like 5 or 6%, which is fairly decent. I think it was with like Sunset Bank. I don't know, one of the banks. But it was a fairly decent rate, you know, and obviously it was because of the credit aspect of it. But not all dealerships operate the same.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't a used car sales lot. You know, this is a high-end Bentley Aston Martin dealership. You know, and they
Right.
dealing with high-end clientele all the time, and also, you know, people who can afford it. You know, you may not be a millionaire, but you might make enough money that you can afford that type of car. And you know, I walked in there, jeans on, Gucci sneakers, leather designer backpack. I walked in there like, you know, I had dreads at the time. You know, True Religion war coat, Gucci belt. You know, I walked in there like, you know, the typical trap dope boy. You know, they probably, and I asked him like, man, did you judge me? He's like, no, I didn't prejudge you. I look at people like that all the time. Some buy, some don't. But you know, you might lose a sale if you're judging somebody too hard. Like, man, he looked like money. He ain't really got money. But
Right.
you know, and you know, he said, and this is going into you know, a little bit off the topic, but he's like, man, once I heard what you really was trying to do, and I seen how you was making decisions, I was like, oh, he really about his business. Like, you know, he got a backpack on, but in the backpack, he got notes of what he's trying to do and what kind of rates he's not trying to go for, what's the maximum that he can put down. Like my backpack had all that, all my notes. So I really came prepared just in case I was to walk away with the car, which I did. But you know, those are things you want to look at as well. I mean, in the high end market, they're not moving as many cars. So not to say that they're pressed for a sale, but I mean, if you get my drift, a lot of those cars are sitting there for a long period of time. You know, my guy might sell, you know, a handful of cars a month, whereas though the guy down the street working at the Nissan dealer, he might sell 5 cars a day.
Mm.
You know, so I mean, it's a lot to go into it. I know that for a fact. You know, when you're dealing with these high end type of cars that depreciate quick, I would say you want to go in with a down payment. You want to put something down, because you may be upside down pretty quick if you're trying to finance the whole thing. Even if you get approved to finance the whole thing, you know, I would say if you're getting like anything from like a Benz or a Lexus, a BMW, you want to put something down because these cars lose value so quick,
Yeah.
so quick. You know, and when you want to trade the car in, you might got a good rate. You might have financed for 60 months, 5 years, but in year 3, you're ready to get rid of it. You might owe 30. You financed something like 60. You know, you 3 years in, you might owe 30, but they didn't change your body style, and your journey only worth like 20.
Wow.
And now you upside down 10 grand because you didn't put down the 10 grand that you may have had. You could have walked away clean with the deal. They're gonna roll that over, right? So they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we can get you in a new one. We can get you a nice rate." But then they're gonna roll over that depreciation into that next car. And if you just roll in with no down payment again, when it's time to trade in, then you upside down 20. Now you in the snowball effect of trying to get out of it. So then you might have to just dump the car and do what we did, go college for a few,
Yep. No car for a minute.
just to get out of the depreciation game. So that's another thing that I don't think people talk about a lot. You know, I hear people talk about, man, get your credit right so you can get pre-approved and get into a car, no money down. I think you should put money down. A lot of people don't talk about that, but I think you should put something down
Yeah.
because these cars nowadays, the body styles change so quick. They depreciate even quicker than normal.
Yeah. No, man, you hit some nuggets right there, man. When you said that, you said 10K.
Yeah.
10K, man, was crazy, bro. Like I put 10K down when I bought my i8. I put 10K down, and then I think about it when I bought my new Camaro. I put 10,000 down. Then I'm like, is that my number? 10K, like 10K been my number. But now that I think about it, when I was getting my car, uh, the i8, when I was talking about selling my i8, when I was putting out there how much I could sell it for, yeah, again, at a minimum, I'm up, 10,000. Like I'm gonna make 10,000 when I sell it. Even if I sell it for only 50,000, I'll be up 10,000. They'll have to cut me a check for $10,000. You know what I mean? So if I sell it for 55, that'd be great, 15,000. But at a minimum, I'm not gonna be upside down in my car, and it's a depreciating asset, as we all know. But I'm not upside down in my car again because one reason I put money down on the
Mm-hmm.
car. I put 10 down. I guess I'm getting the money back that I put down in it.
Yep.
I would rather be that than to, I walked away, no down payment, no nothing, and then a year from now I'm upside down.
Yep.
Cause especially if you buy new, and I experienced this with my we paid cash. Remember I told you we paid off all our debt, right? We paid for a brand new 4Runner, 2019 4Runner cash. I had never done that before. I had never bought a car like limited edition,
Right.
brand new. I think it was like 52 or whatever thousand, and we paid cash for it that day on the spot. Bam, walked out the door, right? Thinking back, I'm like, shoot, man, I could have did some investments with that dog on $50,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, 6 months later, my wife wanted a new vehicle. So 6 months later, we hit COVID in March and all that stuff, right? So they spent about $50,000 cash on the 4Runner, and when it's time to trade the 4Runner in, but it's not a trade in with a car note. It's a trade in. You're selling it pretty much. So literally, we got 35,000 for the 6 month old 4Runner.
Ouch. So you lost 17 bands.
I wouldn't say we lost the whole thing. I feel like we lost about 10 because
Okay.
normal depreciation would have been fine. I wouldn't expect to get 52 and we sell it 6 months later and get 52 again. No,
Yeah.
I would expect to get we was like 45.
Yeah. 45. 45.
45, but man, when we got the 35, it was like so yeah, so we anyway. Now at this point in our life, that wasn't no big deal. You're an adult. You just have to make an adult decision and say, all right, man, we're gonna get 35 for it. So we did that, and we got the Lexus truck in March, and we still got the Lexus truck now. And I told her, I said, look, you got the Lexus truck now, chill out. But it was the equivalent now with the Lexus truck. It's a good thing because think about it. What if you put $35,000 down on the car?
Mm-hmm.
Now I know we wanted 45 for it, but essentially we put $35,000 down on a new Lexus GX 460, and that vehicle is 50 something, well 60, but we got it. COVID. We said y'all ain't selling vehicles, baby. Bring it down.
Right. Right.
So literally we got it for 50 something. So I think we walked away with like a $20,000 loan.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not
After
bad.
tags, title, all that stuff, we walked away with like a $20,000 loan from a $60,000 vehicle. And then again, it's like we dropped it, but it's like taking $35,000 cash to the dealer. So it goes back to your point. You want to put money down on the car. I mean, ideally, we got to say this. I mean, I would love for everybody to be able to go pay cash for their cars. That would be
Mhm.
That would be great. But if you're doing the normal thing, man, you got to put money down. Let's salute some folks that's in the chat, man. I want to definitely holler at Croc. In there, Croc 392. Was that Anai Annalyn? New vet order. I see my boy Chess Holmes in here. Yeah, Chess Holmes is in here, man. Of course, C Charm. That's No Limit
Mhm.
Shay out there in LA. And I saw Eddie in here, man. That's No Limit Eddie out there in LA, man. So we got some good folk in here. I am Shaq Smith dropped in here. Who else? Let me keep scrolling, man. Make sure we get everybody. Lottie Dottie and everybody, man. What is
Real
that?
Jules, Mission
Craig
Flyer.
Craig Perez, CR something Perez. What you say? Perez Gregory up in here. Corin Boyd. I see the Snowman is in here. The KC Cool, the Relly Rails is in here. And of course, was that Amaryllis came through. Jade's mom came through. All kind of folk come through, man. We got some
Mhm.
good people, man, that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
come through, hang out for a little while, man. I know y'all might have been looking for the projected person we was gonna have on, man, just today. She got bogged down in some weather, and we not gonna have nobody do nothing unsafe, man. So we don't want you trying to be in the car and no, that's cool, man. Be safe, get home. Today has been one of them days where we were vibing earlier on our personal channels, man, and we're just kind of carrying that same energy. It was almost like it was meant to be, man, for us to talk earlier like we did.
Right. Right.
To
We
kind of
did a 2 hour session.
2 hour jump, man, and now here we are. We doing it again, and we're just trying to. Today's topic really is buying cars, man. And I'm back in purchase mode. And on my personal live, I was talking about buying a little older, which is going to allow me to buy this car cash. I'm looking at buying an M3, maybe a 2012 13. It's a V8 joint, man, nice and fast. Got some nice snap, crackle, and pop. I want a convertible joint. I really want that red leather. You know what I mean? But again, I'm narrowing down my search. But at the end of the day, I want a great deal on a good car. Or do I buy the 2017 to 18 model year, which is newer, obviously still under warranty, but it costs more. And I would put some money down, and I would more than likely leave with a car note, small car note, but still a car
Mhm.
note nonetheless. Spending around 50 to 60,000 on a 17 or 18 M4. So the question is, what should I do? But at least we did lay out the blueprint of how I buy my cars. Again, you don't have to use a broker. I have a broker that I trust, and I can call him right now and say, hey man, here are some listings that I saw on Car Gurus. I'm looking for this package, like this particular car. I want the competition package, and I really would like the executive package. And they got this thing called the driver's package and a M competition package with the 20-inch wheels and some other trimmings or whatever. That's what I want on a convertible joint, right? I can send that over to him, and then he can go through his network of dealerships throughout the country and find that particular deal and say, hey man, I found the car you're looking for. Here is the out the door, the OTD. What is the OTD? Here's the out the door number. And if that out the door number matches my number or is in my window of, because I got a number, it's a firm number, but I also know how far up I can go. I want to go under.
Right.
I ain't trying to put. I always my auto guy. He said, "Man, you want me to put the ski mask on, don't you?" I'm like, yeah, put the ski mask on and steal that junk. I want that junk cheap as possible. Yes, I do. Put the ski mask on right now. I want the lowest price possible, but I'm also willing to. Okay, if this is how far I go up, and if it's beyond this number, then it's not a time for me to buy, or that's not the vehicle for me to buy. If I can't get it under this number, I'm not going to stretch beyond this number because these numbers are super comfortable. These are super comfortable. Under here, woo. Oh, that's nothing. That's like a little $200, $300 condo, man. Yeah, wrap it up. But here and up is that normal type car note for a premium costing vehicle. I like to say, to me, 50,000 and up. That's a high number, I think. 50 and up. And when we start getting into 75,000, 80,000, now we're talking a little different. So yeah, those numbers, I'm comfortable. But if it's beyond this number, then I'm not comfortable purchasing a car for that price because I've done my research, my market research. Um, do you have any other
Yeah,
avenues of
I'm gonna
research?
add in something to that for sure, for sure, for sure. And I want to acknowledge Croc 392. He asked about leasing versus buying high end cars. I want us to give our own opinions on that. But to add to your thing, so with the cars, that's I'm gonna say 80,000 and up, 80,000, 100,000 and up. Um, My thing is, I don't go for the way I buy the cars. I don't look for the bottom of the barrel car, um, because I like the dealership experience.
Mm,
So let's say the Bentley is $100,000 at the Bentley dealership, or I can go through an auto broker or this used car sale lot that just so happen to have a 3-year-old Bentley or 4-year-old Bentley for 85,000. Reason why I'm gonna go to the Bentley dealership is because for a fact I know that they're reputable. I know that the car is going to be warranted at the Bentley dealership, because if something happens to it, I can go right back to that dealership that sold me the car. I can't do that if I'm saving 15 grand, at the used car sales lot. It may even be a tough time for me to try to even get the car under warranty, because they got to send it to Bentley to get that certified warranty. And if it has some stuff that needs to be fixed, that stuff has to be fixed. That either I'm going to have to pay for it as a consumer, or the dealership going to pay for it, and dealership's probably not going to pay that much. So that's number one. Number two is the experience that I've been getting at the dealerships. I deal with 2 dealerships: Bentley, Aston Martin, Tyson's Corner, and
right.
FC Curbank up right outside Philadelphia. I'm paying for the dealership experience. They treat me so good.
Wow.
I get invited to the new releases of the 2020, 2021 Bentley, the
Yeah.
new Aston Martins, the new Lamborghinis. That price that price difference of me going paying 100,000 or paying 85,000, and I'm getting that experience of all the new cars that just come with the ownership
Yes.
of buying a vehicle for them. That's worth that price of admission for me. It might not be for you, but for me. And I get to test drive the new 2020 Corona Spurs. They're trying to get me to buy it. I'm probably going to buy it. I am going to buy it. But that experience to me is well worth it. Well worth it. So, those are the caveats of what I think of when you're trying to buy those more expensive vehicles versus, a 20,000 Nissan. You might go through a broker, or you might go through, a pre-owned car sales lot just to get that car. You're not really worried about the experience and ownership of those cars. But these more high-end dealerships, you get invited to these meet and greets. You might get to go on a rally. They
Mm,
got everything catered. You eating Roof Chris, and what did it cost you? Just buying a car for them.
mm,
That's all it might cost. And I don't
bro.
hear a lot of high end owners talking about the dealership experience. Um, but I think there may be more talk about it. It definitely should be more talk about it. And you get to meet people. You get to meet people that's either on your level or better. I done met people that at dealerships that own Bentley and own Aston Martins, and they had rental car company. I said, "Oh, you got a rental car company? Well, let me tell all of my folks who in my network for chauffeur cars, they looking for those cars to drive in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I don't have anybody to do that. I'm glad we met. Now I can connect my network to your network, and you can benefit off of it. Or maybe you might bring me some clients, which these people has. I met a guy, he had a Maserati that he was renting out, and we sent we sent clients back and forth, back and forth. And why did it happen? Because I bought the car from a dealership.
Wow.
We met like that. But that's the small caveats that that I would throw in there versus you know, going pre-owned and saving your money versus going through an actual dealership. But yeah, let's jump into the leasing versus buying aspects of cars.
Okay. Just before I do that, let me just add to the dealership experience. Now, again, I use my auto broker guy, but you know, he's a different type of auto broker. You know, like I said, he has relationships with all these different local dealerships, national dealerships. So he's calling the general manager directly. So you're getting the price of the vehicle because the lower price because he's not paying a salesman on his dealership. So he can take that salesperson commission out and give you the price of the vehicle a little bit over what they're getting it for. So that's why we're able to get these deals through my particular auto broker. But we went through Johnson Lexus in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it was during the COVID time frame. But when I tell you they put the white gloves on at Lexus
Mhm.
dealership, Lexus, I'm gonna say next time because I know we're gonna buy another vehicle from Lexus. Man, I can't wait to go inside and get that showroom Lexus experience. And I have a YouTube video on my channel, man. They did everything I asked and more, man. I asked them to put a big red bow on top. My wife always wanted a car with a big old red bow, not a little small bow. I'm talking about the big jump that, and it's an SUV, and it was big on the SUV, man. So when we pulled up to a dealership, man, the car was backed in, clean, big old red bow on top, man. And we came up, they came out. The salesman had a suit on, the whole suit, on. You know what I mean? It's COVID, so he had gloves on, and everything was socially distanced. And he gave us the two key fobs, and they had leather key fob covers, Lexus leather key fob covers with a nice heavy lock. You know, them
Mm.
lock keychain had a nice little heavy lock on it, man. So he handed me the key fobs, man, and we opened up the door, and I was like, hold on. On the dashboard, they had these cards on the dashboard. And it said, congratulations, Miss Stevenson.
Mm.
Then, of course, on
Mm.
the other side, you know, had his name on there, you know, Travis, whatever his last name was. So in
Right.
case you need to get in contact with him, you know, you can get in contact with him. I was like, man, that's dope. Little personal little card and everything. And I went to the passenger side, opened up that side and look in there. Beautiful red leather and everything. And I'm looking on the seat. It's the owner's manual, nice leather binders, Lexus, big old leather binder, man. Everything is in there. And they say, hey, we got a guy, our technology guy. He'll come out here and talk to you and walk you through setting up everything. And they had a nice black umbrella with the wooden handle, Lexus umbrella. And they gave you, like, nowadays you go to a grocery store, you know, some places they charge you, up north I heard they charge you for grocery bags, right?
Yeah, they actually about to start doing that, I think, in the Walmarts.
Okay, so with
Certain
that being
markets
said,
people are
so
starting now, yeah.
they gave us two big Lexus grocery shopping bags. The shopping bags that you carry in, and you know you can get your own groceries and stuff.
Yeah, the reusable bags. Yep.
Yeah, so they gave us two of them, man, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy, man. I'm like, I had never felt this level of service, man. And then, you know, we live an hour away from the dealership. They was like, we can bring you the car. They're an hour away.
Yeah. That's what my guy said. My guy was like, look, when I bought the first thing, he was like, if you get approved and you ain't, because I'm a little over an hour away from Tyson. He's like, we can ship the car to you. I was like, dang, they can ship it to me?
What level of service? So again, that showroom experience that you spoke of. Now we're talking on high, you know, Lexus is a higher end. You know, obviously Bentley is on an even another level within itself. But customer service should happen at every level. I don't care what it is. I don't
Yeah.
care if you go to your
In business.
local,
In
your
business
local
too.
business too.
In,
Yeah,
in, in business
I don't care if
too.
you're buying a brand new $15,000 car at whatever dealership. You should be treated with some white gloves. Here's some water. Again, oh yeah, they brought out water, and you want snacks, you want all kind. Man, they got Starbucks coffee up there. They was like, what do you want? We got you. Like whatever you
Yeah.
need, we got you. Now on the leasing versus buying, I'll give you what I feel like I've learned over the years. And that's all I can go is what I think I know to be fact. This goes without saying. If you buy cash, you can buy something on cash. Boom, buy it. Bam, there you go. It ain't no thing. You pay $50,000, you pull up out of there. Great, man. I'm happy for you. You got all kind of money. That's good. But if you're financing for personal use, I would say finance. But I would throw the caveat in what Rell said: put money down. put money down after you've done your research, finance it, get pre-approved before you even get to the dealership, know your rate, know your note, car note, and everything before you even go to the dealership and finance. If you're getting it under a business name, this is just what I've learned from, an accountant. If you're getting it under a business name, for business purposes, your business is purchasing this vehicle, there are advantages to leasing the vehicle. You can write off the entire note. You can write off, repairs and tires and all kind of stuff. Now, if you buy it under the business name, under the LLC, like I have an LLC, Madison Consulting Firm, LLC. So if I buy a vehicle under Madison Consulting Firm, whether it's lease or financing, I'm going to have advantages. But if I'm not mistaken,
no, you're right.
I believe leasing it, I would have even more. I think I can write off more of the monthly, and I still can write off the mileage. I still can write off repairs, maintenance, and all those different things. So think about it. You go under a business and purchase a vehicle, and it's paying you back. It's already a depreciating asset. So if you buy it like we normally do, regular cars, we buying a depreciating asset, we're losing money every month. Yeah, we're riding around clean and this and that, but it's a depreciating asset and we're losing money, especially if we didn't put money down on it. We're going to be upside down if we try to make a move before the car has been paid off. A side note, I've never traded a car in. This is me. I've never traded a car. You know how you trade a car in and you owe money on it and, all that. I've never traded a car in. Every car that I've gotten, I've paid it off and gave it away.
Wow.
The only one I didn't give away, the only car I didn't give away was my 350Z, and that was because the insurance company totaled it out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But 2 other cars that I had, I gave away. You know what I mean? It was paid for. My brother needed a car one time, I gave it away. You know what I'm saying? Just that type of situation, man. So, with that being said, man, there are advantages to leasing under a business name. You got it now. Come on now, y'all can't be playing no games now. If you have a business or you don't, I'm not telling y'all to go out here and fake funk nothing. I'm just saying, you can start a home-based business right now under a legitimate LLC, and it takes you about 5 minutes to get an EIN from your state. It takes about 5 minutes to get an EIN from your state. You can do that right now. You know what I mean? You can go get an EIN right now, so that way you are legit, and then you can go get your LLC in about 5 minutes. In literally 5 to 10 minutes, you can have an LLC, you can have a tax ID number, your EIN, and you are a legitimate LLC, whatever your particular type of business is. Mine is a consulting firm. I actually do consulting, you know what I'm saying? And also my YouTube is under my consulting firm. Y'all got to catch this free game now. Y'all got to catch this free game. So where do I record out of? A lot of times, my home. So a portion of my electric bill, I'm sorry, I'm from the country, we say light bill. More than your lights are used. Electricity is used by more than your lights. Okay. So your electric bill,
Internet.
my internet, my cell phone, this brand new 2019 MacBook.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Your mortgage too. You can write off a portion of your mortgage.
Oh, mortgage. And you know what else we have on my YouTube channel, right? We have wardrobe. So
Yeah.
so all my Bel Air Athletics, all my Mr. UPS man, all my UPS man sneakers, all those are part of wardrobe. This Apple Watch, and it's the cellular kind with the red dot, you know what I'm saying? Just to let y'all know, I had to hit y'all real quick, when it's got that means, it's the cellular. This ain't just the Bluetooth joint. It's to say I can walk away from my phone and make a phone call. Everybody can't do that. I'm just having fun with y'all. Calm down there. Tell them to calm down, Red. Don't come after me. But I'm writing all this stuff off, man. And if I would have paid money for I did pay my copay for these glasses. So all these different things, I'm writing all this stuff off, man, because it's legitimate. It's a YouTube channel. I have wardrobe. I put gas in the car. My i8 is the only thing I would change. I would have bought the i8 under the LLC. I didn't at the time. I didn't have this knowledge at the time. If I could have bought the I-8 under the LLC, I could write off more than just mileage. I could be writing off the note, a smaller portion of the monthly note, and even these repair bills. Like I'm about to spend $4,000 whenever they call me. You know what I mean? About $4,000 in repairs. I'm not complaining about that. I would rather give you the $4,000. People sitting at home right now. I would rather us give away 4 people. All right, y'all about to get $1,000 a piece. 4 people.
Right.
I need a single mom. Okay, boom, there go 1. All right, I need a single dad. Okay, boom. All right, I need just anybody else under this category right here. You know what I mean? And we give away $1,000 a piece. That's how I want to give away my money, not just give $4,000 to the BMW dealership. You know what I mean? It's not their fault, you know, but everything happened for a reason. So that's my little take on leasing and buying. Do you have a different view on it?
I wouldn't say it's a different view. My opinion is it really depends on the person, and really the vehicle. So let's go into high-end vehicles. Like, let's say you got a Lamborghini Huracan, right? So we grab this.
Yeah.
So you can lease a Lamborghini Huracan for, it's backwards, but let's say 2,600. 2,600, 36 months, 12,000 down. And the year you can drive it a total 7,500 miles for 3 years. How many miles do you do a year?
What?
Do you drive 15,000 miles a year? Do you drive 10,000 miles per year?
Hold on.
Do
you
have
said I only can drive 7,500 miles for the whole 3 years?
For the whole 3 years. So that's 2,500 per year, or let's say you do a three 1 year, 2 1 year. I mean, how do you want to split it up?
No, we're gonna do it per year. I'm gonna do a calculator right quick. So we'll say 2,500 divided by 12. 2,500 miles divided by 12 months.
It's like what, 200 miles a month or something like that?
Yeah, 208 miles per month. Man,
so
that's not a lot of miles.
It's not. So, you know, are you one of those type of people that are so busy that you don't do a lot of miles? Maybe, you know, if you buy a Lamborghini, you maybe only going to put 2,000 miles on it a year because you're so busy with work, with business. You know, maybe you live in a cold climate where you're only driving a car from, like World Motivation, from April to October. You got 6 months of driving, and then it's in the garage the whole time. Are you one of those people that do not care about, you know, do not care about owning a vehicle? You just want the newest car. You want to have it for, you know, 3 years and then get rid of it and get the newer one, and you owning it for, you know, you putting down 12,000. Versus if you was to buy that brand new car, you would have had to put down 30,000 or 40,000, and your car note is a lot bigger. You know, so it's really, you know, it really all depends on on your needs when it comes to leasing versus buying one of those high-end cars. You know, me personally, if I was to buy one of those cars, and I'm about to jump off, we can jump back on if you want to, or if you want to end it off here, because we're about to run to the hour. But me per se, once I get one of those cars, I'm gonna want to drive it. So I'm more than likely gonna, you know, find one that's 3, 4 years old, still in the current body style. You know, if it's a Huracan for like 180 or 170-ish, you know, put my 20, 30 down, and I'm gonna drive it. You know, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I can't take the car this weekend. The Cars and Coffee, and I can't take it an hour away because it's going to take up 200 miles just for that one weekend or just for that one day. I can't really flex in it.
Yeah.
So it really all depends on the person. But look, I'm gonna jump off and I'm gonna jump back on. Let's finish this up.
Okay.
All right, cool.